वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायण नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं
ततो जयेमुदीरयेत्
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अबद्धेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवयां
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवते उत्तमश्लोके
भगवते उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिं भवतीर्नैष्टिकी
भक्तिं भवति नैष्टिके।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकीनन्दनाय च
देवकीनन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः.
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 10. 2, 9, 10. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Answers by Setting the Lord's Version. So please repeat the sloga behind me. Pravartate yatra rajas tamas tayoḥ
प्रवर्तते यत्र राजस्तमस्तयोः
sattvaṁ cha miśraṁ na cha kāla-vikramaḥ
सत्त्वं च मिश्रं न च कालविक्रमः
na yatra māyā kim utāpare harer
न यत्र माया किम् उतापरे हरेर्
anuvratā yatra surāsurārcitāḥ
अनुव्रतः यत्र असुर अर्चितः
word by word meaning. Please repeat behind me. Pravartate,
प्रवर्तते
prevail, yatra,
यत्र
wherein,
wherein
rajah tamah,
रजः तमः
the modes of passion and ignorance,
the modes of passion and ignorance,
tayoḥ,
tayoḥ,
of both of them,
of both of them,
sattvaṁ,
sattvaṁ,
the mode of goodness,
the mode of goodness,
cha,
cha,
and
and
miśraṁ,
miśraṁ,
mixture,
mixture,
na,
na,
never,
never,
cha,
cha,
and
and kala,
time,
time,
vikramaḥ,
vikramaḥ,
influence,
influence,
na,
na,
neither,
neither,
yatra,
yet,
therein,
wherein,
māyā,
māyā,
illusory external energy,
illusory, external energy,
kim,
kim,
what,
what,
uta,
uta,
there is,
there,
apare,
apare,
others,
others,
harehe,
hare,
of the personality of Godhead,
of the personality of Godhead,
anuvratā,
anuvratā,
devotees,
devotees,
yatra,
yatra,
wherein,
wherein,
sura,
so,
by the demigods,
by the demigods,
asura,
asura,
and the demons,
and the demons,
arcitāḥ,
architaha,
worshipped.
worship.
Translation and purport by Zivengri Sabhaya Charanavanda E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. In that personal abode of the Lord,
In that personal abode of the Lord,
the material
the
modes of
material modes of
ignorance and passion
ignorance and passion
do not prevail.
do not prevail.
nor is there any of their influence in goodness.
any of their influence and goodness.
There is no predominance
There is no predominance
of the influence of time.
of the influence of time.
So, what to speak of the
So what to speak of the
illusory energy, external energy?
illusory external energy?
It cannot enter that region.
It cannot enter that region.
Without discrimination,
Without discrimination,
both the demigods
both the demigods
and the demons
and the demons
worship the Lord as devotees.
worship the Lord as devotees.
Purport. The kingdom of God, or the atmosphere of the Vaikuṇṭha nature, which is called the tripād-vibhūti, is 3 times bigger than the material universes and is described here as also in the Bhagavad-gītā in a nutshell. This universe contains billions of stars and planets, is one of the billions of such universes clustered together within the compass of the mahat-tattva, and all these millions and billions of universes combined together constitute only 1/4 of the magnitude of the whole creation of the Lord. There is the spiritual sky also. Beyond this sky are the spiritual planets under the names of Vaikuṇṭha, and all of them constitute 3/4 of the entire creation of the Lord. God's creation are always innumerable. Even the leaves of a tree cannot be counted by a man, nor can the hairs of his head. However, foolish men are puffed up with the idea of becoming God himself, though unable to create a hair of their own bodies. Man may discover so many wonderful vehicles of journey, but even if he reaches the moon by his much-advertised spacecraft, he cannot remain there. The Sunny man, therefore, without being puffed up, as if he were the god of the universe, abides by the instructions of the Vedic literature. The easiest ways to acquire knowledge in the transcendence. So let us know through the authority of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam of the nature of the constitution of the transcendental world beyond the material sky. In that sky, the material qualities, especially the modes of ignorance and passion, are completely absent. The mode of ignorance influences a living entity to the habit of lust and hankering, and this means that in the Vaikuṇṭha lokas, the living entities are free from these two things. As confirmed in the Bhagavad-gītā, in the brahma-bhūta stage of life, one becomes free from hankering and lamentation. Therefore, the conclusion is that the inhabitants of the Vaikuṇṭha planet are all brahma-bhūta living entities, as distinguished from the mundane creature who are all compact in hankering and lamentation. When one is not in the modes of ignorance and passion, one is supposed to be situated in the modes of goodness in the material world. Goodness in the material world also at times becomes contaminated by touches of the modes of passion and ignorance. In the Vaikuṇṭha Loka, it is unalloyed goodness only. The whole situation, there is one of the freedom from the illusory manifestation of the external energy. Although illusory energy is also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, illusory energy is differentiated from the Lord. The illusory energy is not, however, false, as claimed by the monist philosophers. The rope accepted as a snake may be as illusion to a particular person, but the rope is a fact and the snake is also a fact. The illusion of a water on the hot desert may be illusion for the ignorant animal searching for water in the desert. But the desert and water are actual facts. Therefore, the material creation of the Lord may be an illusion to the non-devotee, but to a devotee, even the material creation of the Lord is a fact, as the manifestation of his external energy. But this energy of the Lord is not all. The Lord has his internal energy also, which has another creation known to be the Vaikuṇṭha Lokas, where there is no ignorance, no passion, no illusion, and no past and no present. With a poor fund of knowledge, one may be unable to understand the existence of such things as the Vaikuṇṭha atmosphere, but that does not nullify its existence. That spacecraft cannot reach these planets does not mean that there is no such planets, for they are described in the revealed scriptures. As quoted by Srila Siva Goswami, we can know from the Narada Pancharatra that the transcendental world or Vaikuṇṭha atmosphere is enriched with transcendental qualities. These transcendental qualities, as revealed through the devotional service of the Lord, are distinct from the mundane qualities of ignorance, passion, and goodness. Such qualities are not attainable by the non-devotee class of men. In the Padma Purana, Uttarakanda, it is stated that beyond the one-fourth part of the God's creation is the three-fourth manifestation. The marginal line between the material manifestation and the spiritual manifestation is the Braja river. And beyond the Braja, which is a transcendental current flowing from the perspiration of the body of the Lord, there is the three-fourth manifestation of God's creation. This part is eternal, everlasting, without deterioration, and unlimited, and it contains the highest perfection stage of living condition. In the Sankhya Kaumudi, it is stated that unalloyed goodness or transcendence is just opposite to the material modes. All living entities there are eternally associated without any break, and the Lord is the chief and primary prime entity. In the Agama Puranas, also, the transcendental abode is described as follows. The associated members there are free to go everywhere within the creation of the Lord, and there is no limit to such creation, particularly in the region of three-fourths magnitude. Since the nature of the region is unlimited, there is no history of such association, nor is there end of it. The conclusion may be drawn that because of the complete absence of the mundane qualities of ignorance and passion, there is no question of creation nor of annihilation. In the material world, everything is created and everything is annihilated, and the duration of life between the creation and annihilation is temporary. In the transcendental realm, there is no creation and no distraction, and thus the duration of life is eternal, unlimitedly. In other words, everything in the transcendental world is everlasting, full of knowledge and bliss, without deterioration. Since there is no deterioration, there is no past, present, and future in the estimation of time. It is clearly stated in this verse that the influence of time is conspicuous by its absence. The whole material existence is manifested by actions and reactions of elements, which make the influence of time prominent in the matter of past, present, and future. There are no such actions and reactions of cause and effects there. So, the cycle of birth, growth, existence, transformations, deterioration, and annihilation, the six material changes are not existent there. It is the unalloyed manifestation of the energy of the Lord without illusion as experienced here in the material world. The whole Vaikuṇṭha existence proclaims that everyone there is a follower of the Lord. The Lord is the chief leader there without any competition for leadership, and the people in general are all followers of the Lord. It is confirmed in the Vedas, therefore, that the Lord is the chief leader and all other living entities are subordinate to him. For only the Lord satisfies all the needs of all other living entities. That's all. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाशाशदेशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Today's sloka is again the discussion between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is giving the answer to Parikshit Maharaj through this chapter. So in the today's sloka, he was explaining about the spiritual world. And he is saying that in the material world, we know that we are all controlled by three modes of material nature. What is the three modes of material nature is? Mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and mode of goodness. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. So these three gunas are controlling us in this material world. And we always captured by these three modes, and most of the time we will be getting into the mixture of these modes. We will be in the mode of goodness, and immediately we may go to mode of ignorance or mode of passion. There is no time, there is no specific time. Okay, this time we will be in the mode of goodness. That particular time we will be in mode of ignorance. Particular time we will be in mode of passion. There is no such thing. Anytime we will be in any one of this mode, but we cannot come out of this modes in this material world without doing the devotional service. If we are a non-devotee, we will be always in this three modes only. So some people will go immediately, they will ask the mode of goodness. So mode of goodness is a good thing, right? So then why we can say that even the non-devotee also has the mode of goodness? So the mode of goodness is to do something. Suppose the mode of goodness is it's a goodness. It is a name itself, it is suggesting it's a goodness. But the goodness, the material world, in that goodness also cover us, or it will be a cause for taking birth again in this material world. It will bind us. It is the binding property. It has the binding property in this material world again. For example, there are scientists are there. So they are in the mode of goodness. They are doing the research. They are identifying some medicine for this or some good things for the society. So they are in the mode of goodness. But whatever they are identifying, that is not connected with not centered with the Lord. They are thinking, their understanding is only how to safeguard these living entities, what I can do for these living entities. So their conception is within this material thinking only. So that is the reason even the mode of goodness also bind us in this material world. And this kind of modes are not there in the Vaikuṇṭha Loka. That's what Sukadeva Goswami is saying. So there is no mode of passion, goodness, ignorance are there in the Vaikuṇṭha Loka. So then which kind of mode is there? So that's why it is called that unalloyed goodness. That means Suddha Sattva. That is beyond these three modes. That is there in the Vaikuṇṭha Loka, Suddha Sattva mode. So we are all practicing this devotional service to get into this Suddha Sattva mode. So a person who is in the mode of passion and ignorance cannot practice devotional service. At least to take up the devotional service, a person need to come into the stage of mode of goodness. So in the mode of goodness only, he can think about the spiritual activities. So by thinking about spiritual activities, the mode of goodness, it will push that person into do that some action in towards the spirituality. Through that, the person will slowly get into the path of Suddha Sattva. So the Suddha Sattva mode, it is only with a devotional service we can attain. There is no other mean to attain the Suddha Sattva. So under Suddha Sattva, the entire Vaikuṇṭha Loka, it is only one quality only, there is Suddha Sattva. From the Lord, from the other, all the devotees there, all the people are there, are in the Suddha Sattva mode. There is no other. The influence of the three modes of natures are there, not there in the spiritual world. That is clearly explained in this sloka. And also, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that there is no predominance of the influence of time. So there is no present, past, and future are there in the spiritual world. For us, because we cannot imagine that situation. So how can the present, past, and future won't be there in the spiritual world? Because the material world, it is under the influence of time. So we can say that yesterday it's a past. Now what is happening? It's a present. What is going to happen in the tomorrow? It's a future. since we are controlled by this time, this material world is controlled by the time, we are able to feel this past, present, and future. But in the spiritual world, we are all eternal. There is no changes happening with this. So Prabhupada explaining in this, the conclusion, he was saying that there are the 6 material changes within our body. What are the 6 material changes are? Cycle of birth. Once we take the birth, and our body will grow, and we will sustain, and it will transform, and we will deteriorate, and annihilation. So these are the 6 changes is happening, effects in happening in our body from birth to death. All these 6 changes won't be there in the spiritual world, but still we exist in the spiritual world. So that means the material, but we won't, the spiritual world, we won't get the material body, we will get the spiritual body. So the spiritual body is made up of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. So Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. So this, our body in the spiritual world will be made up of Sat, Chit, Ananda, similar to the Lord's body. So there is no birth, death cycle there. And there is no influence of time also there. So we cannot imagine that how the influence of time won't be there, because scriptures are saying we have to accept it, because we don't have the experience without time, how it will be. So we cannot imagine that, it is beyond our imagination. So, but the scriptures are saying, and Sukadeva Goswami kind of bona fide spiritual masters are saying that there is no influence of time in the spiritual world, then we have to accept as it is. And see, these modes are not there, time is not there. Then whatever this material creation, we call it as the external energy of the Lord. And Lord has 3 energies: external energy, internal energy, and marginal energy. So this material world is the creation, is the external energy of the Lord. And the spiritual world is the internal energy of the Lord. And we are all, the living entities are marginal energy. So living entities who are there in this material world are called marginal energies. That means because we are all made up of external energy of the Lord along with internal energy of the Lord. Our soul is internal energy of the Lord, and our body is external energy of the Lord. So now we can differentiate the things which are made up of earth, water, fire, ether, those 5 elements. Those are all external energy of the Lord. The spirit soul, which is made up of Sat-Chit Ananda, that is eternal knowledge and blissful, that is internal energy of the Lord. Since we are combination of both, we are all called marginal energy of the Lord. So here in the sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that external energy is not at all there in the spiritual world at all. So this external energy of the Lord is there in this, only in this material world. So then we know only this material world. We are seeing that this big mountain, trees, animals, water, air. We are able to, we have the experience of only these things. So these things are there only in this material world. In the spiritual world, these things are not at all there. So it is very difficult for us to understand, because we know only about this thing. So we don't know about the spiritual world. So we cannot imagine, we cannot understand that how the spiritual world will be. But Krishna is saying that in spiritual world, it is, yesterday, the previous sloka, we saw that the spiritual world, it is full of surabhi cows and desire trees and emerald everywhere. Those things we are seeing, there is no sun, no moon, but it is illuminated. Always light is illuminated. There is no electricity, but still the entire thing is illuminated. So it is beyond our imagination how the Vaikuṇṭha Loka will be. And also, again, one of the point is saying that without discrimination, both the demigods and the demons worship the Lord as devotees. So in the material world, we have the dualities. But in the spiritual world, there is no duality at all. So in the spiritual world, we have the duality like day, night, is happiness, sadness, men, women. Like that, there is dualities are there in this material world. Those dualities are not there in the spiritual world. So that means in the demigods and demons, demigods is who is worshipper of the Supreme Lord, and demons who are against the Supreme Lord in this material world. But there is no such discrimination. Demigods or demons are there in the spiritual world, because both are worshipping the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. The person who are acted as a demon in this material world, once after the annihilation, after Lord killed that person reached the spiritual world. There he is again is worshipper of the Supreme Lord. So there is no discrimination of demigods and demons in the spiritual world, because all of them are devotees of the Lord. All of them understand, they know that what is their purpose of life, that what is their existence, what is the purpose of their existence is to serve the Lord. There are few quotes in Bhagavad-gītā, so that this whatever we discussed today in this loga, we can have a reference in Bhagavad-gītā also. So the material in the Bhagavad-gītā 9.10, Krishna is saying that māyā takshena prakritihi srūyate sācarācaram hetunānena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. So here Krishna is saying that this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kundi, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So, from this sloka, we can understand this. It is not that, because in the other religions, they will say that Lord and the demon are always they are fighting each other. The demon tried to kill the Lord. All those philosophies they will come out. But here we can understand that everything is created by the Lord. Even this material world also, material nature also, it is the energy of the Lord only. And in this material nature, it is the moving thing, non-moving thing, everything is created by the Lord, and it is under the subject. All these things are subject to annihilation and manifestation. Manifestation is annihilation, creation and destruction again and again. So this is confirmed by the Supreme Lord. And also in 15.15, Krishna is saying that Mamaivamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manasastani indriyani prakritistani karshati. So here he is confirming, Krishna is confirming that the living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. So we are struggling in this material world. If immediately people will ask, if we are part and parcel of the Lord, we are also called the qualities of the Lord, why we are struggling in this material world? So Krishna clearly giving the answer for that. All the living entities are my fragmental parts. This is the condition with. See, because of our selection, since God gave the little independence to us, because of their independence, what we did, we wanted to enjoy like the Lord. That is the reason, because of the enjoying propensity, Lord put us in this material world and asked us to enjoy this material world as long as we understand that our position. So that means this is the conditioned material world, and because of their conditioned life, why we are struggling? Because of our own senses, six senses that include our mind, our five senses. Our sense. What are the senses? Senses: our seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, touch, and the sixth senses, our mind. So all these six, because of these six, we are controlled in this material nature. We are here in this world. We are again and again taking birth in this material world. So that means it is not that this material world is separate from the Lord and that we are all separate from the Lord. No, we are all part and parcel of the Lord. That is what Krishna is saying. We are all the fragmental part of the Supreme Lord. And in the 18.54, Krishna is saying that brahma-bhūta prasannātma na sochati na kaṅkshati samasarveshu bhūteshu mat-bhaktim labhate param. So he is saying that one who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and become fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attained the pure devotional service unto me. So what is pure devotional service? Because we already saw the spiritual world, there is no dualities, no discrimination there. and it is full of bliss, full of joy only. So the person who is, even though he is in the material world, who are able to understand, who are able to realize this, there is fully full of joyful, there is no lament or desire. He is seeing everything as equal. That person, he can feel that the spiritual world even in this material world also. By which, what is the mean for that? By they can attain that stage by pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord. We can attain the stage even in this material world also. That is the verdict of the Supreme Lord. So the today's sloga we discussed that in the spiritual world, there is no influence of three modes of material nature, and no influence of time there, and no influence of external energy, and there is no differentiation between the devotees. These are demigods, they are demon. There is no differentiation. This was explained by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj in this sloka. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.